Greetings, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. The God in me salutes the God in you. Welcome to A Goddess Loves Abundant Living. I am A Goddess Love, your abundant living coach. And today I want to talk to you guys about how important it is to keep your frequency high. But before we go into this message, let's open up in prayer. Infinite Spirit, we give you all the praise, thanks, glory, and honor. Speak through me today. Allow your perfect will to be done in our lives. Bless everyone that's listening to the sound of my voice with health, wealth, love, joy, happiness, success, and infinite money. And so it is. Okay, you guys, so the title of this video is Stand Guard Against the Enemy. And that is the enemy of your mind. So I want to share a couple things that happened to me last week. And I was just laying in the bed just a little while ago, and I put on this this video by Michael Bethwick, because I listen to him, sometimes. And but before I put that on, I kept praying, like, Holy Spirit, what's going on in me? Like, reveal to me what's going on in me so that I could get myself out of this funk. Now, I have been in kind of a funk for like the past week, and I couldn't understand it, like, what's going on? So I'm praying and I'm trying to lift myself up out of it. And so the Holy Spirit gonna always come through, you guys. And so I just happened to put on Michael this morning, and I laid there in the bed as I'm listening to him, and it just started coming to me. Things just started opening up, and I'm like, wow, this is what happened. Like, this is what happened to get me here. And so I want to share with you guys what was going on last week, and just how I allowed my frequency to be lowered, not on purpose, but life stuff. So last week, my daughter called me, one of my daughters, and she was sharing with me her story of what she was going through. And so I was open. I allowed myself to be open. I was not guarded, and I know better. But when it's your kids and they call you with, urgency stuff, you just kind of jump right in. And I kind of jumped right in and left myself unguarded, as she was telling me her story. And so that fear was transferred from her to me. And so I wrote down some stuff because I didn't want to forget. So I got myself out of vibrational alignment by allowing her fear to affect me, and then I became fearful. And so for about a week I was vibrating in fear. And when you start vibrating in fear, you start having a lot of fear thoughts, right? And a lot of internal fear conversations. And so I was vibrating there, like I said, for maybe a few days at first. And then when you're on that frequency, like the Bible said, when one spirit of infirmity come in, here comes 7 more behind it. And so that spirit of fear came in. And remember, you guys, when you vibrating on a certain frequency, you're gonna attract everything that's on that frequency. And so I was on that frequency about 2 days, and then I got a phone call. No, one of my daughters told me they had a dream about my son, one of my sons. And so instantly, I began to panic. Now, if I was vibrating up here like I'm normally vibrating, it would not have affected me as bad as it did. But I was already down here. I had already lowered my frequency through my one daughter. Again, not on purpose, but life stuff. And so anyway, when my daughter told me about the dream she had about my son, I was already vibrating down here. So now my thoughts try to control me. And remember, what we see in our imagination, we're creating, you guys. And so I kept taking authority over those thoughts, and I kept, binding up those thoughts, and I kept doing everything that I knew to do. And so I was crying for about a week, like, what's going on in me? Like, why do I feel like this? Why am I thinking these things, like these negative thoughts and these fear thoughts? And so, like I said, that was going on last week. And then one of my other daughters did something that literally I could have beat her up for. But this really, life is so funny. It really let me see when my second daughter, the second daughter of the week last week, not my second daughter in birth, but when my other daughter, let me just say that, did what she did last week, my first initial thought was, and my other thought was, like, why would you do this? So I'm talking to her and I'm trying to get an understanding of her thought process. Like, why would you do this? And so she felt bad behind what she did. And she apologized and she wanted to make it right. And so she left to go out or whatever. And so I always call them or text them and say, hey, how's it going? What's going on? And so I called her and I said, hey, how's it going? I'm just calling, checking on you. And she was like, for real? She was like, after what I did, you still checking on me? And I thought to myself, like, are you freaking kidding me? No matter what you do, you still belong to me. So I'm not going to stop being your mother. I'm not going to stop loving you. I'm not going to stop caring about you just because you did something that I didn't like, right? And so in that moment, after she did what she did, I was noticing how I was feeling. And even though I was going through it last week on this low vibrational frequency, I still didn't allow negativity I didn't allow that negativity to make me want to wound my other daughter because of something that she did. I didn't have a desire to scold her or make her feel bad, or kick her while she's down. She already feels bad. The Holy Spirit had already convicted her, and so I didn't need to do that. Only thing I needed to do was to continue to show love to her no matter what. Because, see, our job as parents is to pray for our children and help them get to the other side of whatever it is that they have to go through in life. To just continue to intercede and pray for them until they get to the other side of that thing. And so I was wondering, like, why did God choose me to be their mother? And I get it now. Who else gonna intercede and pray them through the things that apparently they gotta walk out? They walking out their testimony. And they need a mother like me to be bombarding heaven and just going to God on their behalf. And so that's my assignment. That's my job. Like, and I know that. And anyway, but let me go back, you guys. So I'm just sharing with you guys the revelations that I'm getting, just sharing my walk in God with you, hoping that it would bless you and help you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But let me go back to last week, right? So I was on this low frequency, and let me go to my notes. So I was already vibrating on a low frequency, And I continued to attract things that confirmed that low frequency. So let's go to the negative, fearful thoughts. So I was having these really bad, negative, fearful thoughts, right? And I kept trying to come up out of it. Like, what is going on with me? Like, why am I having these thoughts? And I kept saying, Lord, I take authority over this. I take authority over these thoughts. So it's easy, you guys, to fall into, to fall. My daddy used to say, don't let nothing make you fall off your throne. It's easy to be vibrating up here and then fall if you allow yourself to be open to the things that go on in this world. And so I'm sharing this with you guys. The wind is blowing and messing up my paper. So what I began to do, and this is what helped me bring me out of that funk, and this is the point that I'm trying to make. So I laid in the bed and I listened to Michael Bethwick. And actually last night, let me go back a little bit. Actually last night I was talking to my husband. We were taking a walk. And I'm like, what's going on in me? Like, why am I feeling like this? This before I got the revelation this morning. So I'm like, what's going on in me? Like, why am I feeling like this? Like, and he said to me, he said, I can't tell you. And I said, why? What do you mean? He said, because you might get mad. I said, no, I won't. I don't get mad. Like, just tell me. And he said, okay, but you know, sometimes the truth hurts. And I said, just give it to me. And he said, you're allowing those children to, what did he say? Drain your energy. And I said, huh. And I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I knew he was right. He was able to see it. You know, he picked up on it. And I said, you're absolutely right. I said, I need you to help pray me through this. But when I started thinking about it this morning, you guys, and I realized how I left myself open, you know, for the church called it the enemy to get in and into my mind. And so when my daughter was going through her experience and I'm listening to her story, this is why we got to be careful of the things that we listen to, you know, from other people, family, friends, my clients. Like, you can't leave yourself open for this stuff to get in, especially like as they're telling you their story and then you start picturing it in your mind. Like, that's the creative process at work. And so I had to sit with myself and I had to start affirming over and over again. Just health, wealth, love, joy, happiness, success, life, abundance, prosperity. Like, I kept having to fill my mind with high vibrational thoughts. And then I had to force my mind to think something different. So I started seeing my daughter in a certain, like, now I pray for them and I cover them every day. Okay? But you know, sometimes you guys, that fear had me last week. It had me for a minute. And I thank God that I didn't stay in that fear frequency for a long time. But I want to share with you guys, whenever you're talking to somebody or interacting, make sure that you're covered first, okay? And sometimes we know to be guarded. When we're talking to other people, we know to guard ourselves and things like that. When we're talking to friends and, you know, different people, whatever. But when it's your children, it was a completely different story. And it shouldn't be, but it was. And I was unguarded and I left myself open. And that's how that negativity got in. It wasn't so much about her story and what she was sharing. It was about the anger that I felt as she was sharing it. And then when anger came in, fear came in, and a whole bunch of other stuff came in, all these different emotions. And so I left myself open. I allowed those emotions to come in, and then it took me a week to get myself out of that rut. I felt like I was in a rut, and it's like I know better, I know what to do, but it so caught me off guard. And we can't allow ourselves to be caught off guard, because if we stay on that low vibrational frequency and we start creating life from that frequency, it's like they say, why do bad things happen to good people? That was a good person, they did this, that, and the third, but we don't know what they was creating in their minds, because what you create in your mind is going to outpicture you. It's going to manifest, okay, unless you go in and you neutralize that stuff, right? And so I've been spending, time neutralizing what I didn't put out. So now I got to sit with myself, and I just got to take deep breaths and just shut out the outside world and go within and picture exactly what I want to see. Not picture what somebody told me, but picture what I want to see. And so that takes time, it takes energy, and it takes dedication in doing this work, especially when you want to continue vibrating on the high frequency. And so I shared that with you guys. You're like, this is so, like, this is so real. Like, sometimes you ever wonder, like you may say to yourself, like, dang, I thought that, and then it happened. Like, that's the creative process at work. Like, I can't stress enough how we are individual manifestations of God. And if God thought and spoke creation into existence, he gave us that same power to be able to speak life and what we think into existence, okay? And so God is no respecter of person. So whether it's a negative thought or a positive thought, it's going out there and it's going to create, what it is that you're saying and what you're thinking. It's going to bring it forth. And so if you have been thinking and speaking negatively, you also have the power to neutralize that stuff so that it don't manifest. And I believe this is where time come in, because thank God for time in this realm, that everything that we think and say don't manifest immediately. We have time to neutralize those things and call that energy back, and transmute it into pure positive energy. All right. So yeah, y'all, I was in a funk last week, and I thank God that I am in a much better place. So I started affirming the scriptures on everything that God said about my children, that my household will be saved, and no weapon formed against them shall prosper, and they shall live and not die, and declare the works of the Lord in the land of the living. And I had to just continue to push that out and speak that. And then and every day, all day, this is what's turning over in my mind, in my spirit. This is what I'm pushing out, okay? And so I called that other energy, I called it back. I took authority over it, asked the Holy Spirit to transmute it into pure positive energy of love and light and healing and blessing. And then I sent it back out there to cover my children. And then I put on some music, you guys. I put on some music and I began to dance like David danced. And I began to just dance as if it's already done. So I realized this is what's going to help my children get to the other side of their stuff, is when we can hold space and see them in that positive light, and not see them, not give energy to what they're going through, but see them in a completely different light that's going to help them. All right? So I just thank God today for Michael Bethwick and the message that I listened to this morning, because it definitely helped me to pull myself up out of what I was going through. And I want to encourage you to, if you're going through something, to put on something positive that's going to speak life into you, okay? Until you can get to the other side of whatever it is that you may be feeling. All right? So I want you guys to know that I love you, and I thank you and I appreciate you for being a part of my journey and for allowing me to be a part of your journey. So I pray for you and your children, and I hold space for all children, little bitty children, babies that's in the womb, and adult children, because I think it's the adult children that need more prayer than anything. So anywho, you guys, thank y'all for taking this walk with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all the people out there that's praying for me and that is continuing to support this channel of love and life and light. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to all the people that send donations in every month. I appreciate you guys. I really do, because this allows me to continue to write books and journals and help other people along their journey in life. And so I want to thank all the people that support this ministry. So that is the end of this video. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel if you have not already subscribed, and leave me a comment below. If anything in this video resonate with you, leave me a comment. And yeah, let me say this real quick before I go. If you are that parent that uphold their child in wrongdoing, you need to stop that. You need to take whatever it is that your child is doing and honestly, authentically, just take it and lay it at the feet of Jesus, meaning expose that child's stuff to the Holy Spirit so that child can be healed, okay? Don't cover up or look the other way at their wrongdoing, because that's not what's going to help them. You have to expose these spirits that operate in these kids, or they ain't going to get the victory, get to the other side of it. And there's a lot of parents out there that cover up their children's stuff. And so I'm not that parent. I'm not going to cover up your stuff and act like ain't nothing happening, because see, that ain't going to teach you to be a decent person in life, and it's not going to help you become victorious. It's not going to help them become victorious in their lives, okay? And I know a lot of parents out there dealing with shame, and we got to get over the shame, you guys. These children are walking out their testimonies, and what you have to do is just continue to pray them to the other side of whatever it is that they have to go through. All right? And it ain't about shame, and it's not about just feeling like you didn't do enough, feeling like you wasn't a good parent and things like that. Like, you have got to overcome that so that you can help free your children if they are in fact going through anything. And I am 99.99% sure that they are going through something, because this earth is a schoolroom for learning, and we all are going through it, and yes, we are overcoming. Okay? All right, so I encourage you to maybe just go to the Father and seek Him in a different way on behalf of your children, so you can help in their deliverance. All right? So I love y'all again. Thank y'all for tuning in and connecting with me today. Maybe you have been praying for a deeper relationship with God, or maybe you have been praying to go to higher levels in God. I don't know, but whatever the case may be, the universe, the Holy Spirit has led you to this channel, and for that I am eternally grateful. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in and connecting with me today. Your love and support is greatly appreciated. Again, like this video, subscribe to this channel, share it with your family and friends. Go to the website at AGoddesslove.org, download your free prayers and affirmations. Go ahead and purchase the book, The Power of Praying for Your Children. That is a really good book and journal. It's going to help you, teaches you about the power that you possess to intercede on behalf of your children. Also, 40-day vegan challenge. If you want to be made whole in your body, mind, and your soul, I'm going to continue to encourage veganism. I promise you, you will feel so much better in your emotions, mentally, mental clarity, and in your physical body. And also the Book of Solutions, Spiritual Guidelines for Married and Committed Couples. Go ahead and purchase that journal. I promise it will bless your life. If you are in a relationship or a marriage, well, I guess a relationship is a marriage, huh? I mean, a marriage is a relationship. Also, mirror work challenge. We all need more self-love, self-healing, self-awareness, self-honor. And I want to encourage you to go ahead and start the mirror work challenge. I promise it'll bless your life. All right, you guys, so until next time, be blessed, be free, be happy, be prosperous, be at peace, happy creating, spread love, joy, and positivity, and namaste.